This is a 5th grade lesson on dividing fractions and whole numbers. So I'm going to walk you through 2 examples today on dividing. So these are the 3 main steps for dividing fractions and whole numbers. Leave me, change me, flip me. And this is what I mean by that. Leave me refers to the first number in the division problem. Okay, so what we're going to do is leave it alone. The 2 will stay a 2. The 1/4 will stay 1/4. The second one, change me, refers to the operation symbol. So the division symbol will change to multiplication. The third is flip me. Flip me means the reciprocal of the second number. So in this case, the 1/3. We would find the reciprocal of 1/3 and the reciprocal of 2. And I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. So let me go ahead and just walk you through these 2 questions following these 3 steps. Okay, so leave me, change me, flip me. So we're going to leave me. So the 2 is going to stay at 2. Leave it alone. Flip me. Oh, I'm sorry, not flip me. Change me. Leave me, change me, flip me. So leave me, change me, and flip me. Now, when I say flip me or the reciprocal, what I mean is you make the denominator become the numerator and the numerator become the denominator. So 1/3 becomes 3/1. Now, once you have that, you have a whole number times a fraction, and you can just go ahead and multiply. So you're going to multiply the whole number times the numerator. 2 times 3 is 6. The denominator stays the same, 6/1. And 6/1, or 6 divided by 1, equals 6. So 6 is the answer. Okay? Let's go ahead and look at another one where the actual fraction comes first and the whole number is second. So we're still going to follow the same rules of leave me, change me, flip me. So here we go. Leave me, change me, and flip me. Now, when you try to find the reciprocal of 2, you're looking at it and you're like, well, it's not a fraction. But you can make it into a fraction. Every whole number actually has an invisible denominator of 1. So if all you do is you draw a line and put a little 1 underneath it, give it a denominator of 1, now you have 2/1. That has the exact same value as the whole number 2. So since you're not changing the value, you can do that. So 2/1 can now be flipped or find the reciprocal, which is now, instead of 2/1, it is 1/2 or 1/2. Okay, so now that we have this, we can go ahead and multiply. 1 times 1 is 1. 4 times 2 is 8. So your answer here is going to be 1/8. Now, one last thing I wanted to mention. I want you to see that I'm still following the leave me, change me, flip me for each of these, no matter if a whole number comes first or a fraction. But I want you to notice that if your division problem begins with a whole number, your answer every single time will be a whole number. If it starts with a fraction, your answer every single time will be a fraction. That's a little tip you can use to check your work. If you are working on, for example, this question here, 4 divided by 1/6, and you get an answer that is a fraction, you should automatically know that you made a mistake somewhere, because it should not be a fraction, it should be a whole number, because it starts with a whole number. Now, this one, 1/6 divided by 3, starts with a fraction, so your answer needs to be a fraction, okay? All right, and the very last thing, looking at word problems. The most important thing you guys are going to need to know with these is that when you're given a word problem and you have to go ahead and write your own division problem, you have to know which one of these numbers goes first. Now, with multiplying, I could do 1/10 times 3 or 3 times 1/10. It doesn't matter. I'm going to get the same answer every single time because of the commutative property. But division doesn't work that way. You have to put the correct number first, okay? So what you're going to want to make sure you're doing is ask yourself what is being divided or what is being split up. Whatever's being divided or split up, that number has to come first, okay? So looking at this question, for example, Amy can run 1/10 of a mile per minute. How many minutes will it take Amy to run 3 miles? So in this question, we have 1/10 and we have 3. So you got to ask yourself what's being split up. Are they splitting up the miles, or are they splitting up the tenths of miles? In this particular question, they are splitting up the miles. The 3 miles are being split up into 1/10 of a mile size pieces. So your division problem should read 3 divided by 1/10. Okay? You always put whatever's being split up first. Okay? In this question, Jeremy has 3 yards of ribbon to use for wrapping gifts. He cuts the ribbon into pieces that are 1/4 yard long. How many pieces of ribbon does Jeremy have? Okay, here's another one. So you have 3, you have 1/4. You also have a keyword for division in here, and this is the word cuts. Okay, so again, ask yourself, what are we splitting up? What's being cut up? What's being divided? Is it the 3 yards of ribbon, or is it the 1/4 size pieces? And it is the 3 yards of ribbon that is being split or cut up. So this one again should begin with the whole number 3 divided by 1/4. And then you just go ahead and follow the leave me, change me, flip me process.